up.
What's the big idea, fella? And easy on the Jean-Paul Gaultier, will ya?
Oh, I'm sorry, but is it true? Aren't you Jack Nicholson, the Jack Nicholson superstar?
As a matter of fact, you're sitting next to the Jack Nicholson, megastar. I'm sorry, I didn't catch the name.
Oh, I'm Howie Mandel. You and me are doing a show together tonight, live from London.
I knew I was on this plane for some reason.
Yep.
Hey, wait a minute, I know you. You're that crazy guy who's in that TV hospital thing.
That's right.
Where else?
No.
Else.
No.
Elsewhere. St. Elsewhere.
St. Elsewhere.
That's the thing.
That's right.
Good work, Howie. I don't mind telling you. I reckon some of my co-stars must have been lobotomized. Don't you just get tired of all those darned nominations? I know I do.
So what'd you think of my last show?
It probably will be. No disrespect, fella, but let me get some sleep, huh? I gotta be ready for my adoring British public.
Hey, Jack, we're flying over a cuckoo's nest. Jack Nicholson.
Tonight, Howie Mandel presents England's hottest comedy star with your hosts, Ben Elton and Rowan Atkinson, Dawn French and Jennifer Saunders, Jeremy Hardy and Spitting Image. And now, live from London, here's Howie Mandel.
I'm in London. I'm Howie Mandel, and we're live in London. This is so weird. A lot of people in America have never been here before. I haven't spent. Spench is the American word for spent. You'll get the hang of it by the end of the snow. By the end of the snow. No, but I haven't spent much time here, and it's so different. You have an image of things, and then when you actually see them, they're different. Why are you laughing at that? That isn't a joke, but I'll let you know when there is one. Anyways, no, it's so true. We see London, we always see in postcards. When you live in America, you see pictures of London in postcards, and on the postcards, I gotta tell you, your city looks so lifelike, right? But when you get here and you see it's a cardboard cutout, it's just so amazing. This whole set is amazing. This is like on a rooftop. It makes you want to sing Chim Chimney, Chim Chimney, Chim Chim Chiroo, but I won't. Anyways, this is just so neat being here. I'm just glad to be here because I didn't think that I was going to be able to come, but I did, so that's why I closed my jacket, right? No, I didn't think I was going to make it here so fast because I was at my hotel and I napped a little bit longer than I would have liked to, so I got in the cab and I said to the cab driver, get me to the Hackney really fast, right? So around every corner we were going, and then by the time I got here, my throat was so sore. Because it's a long trip. Anyways, you people here don't know this, but the people in America who are watching, I'm not usually topical. None of my act is topical. And I never go to the newspaper for my act, but, I figured I'm in another country. I'd like to read the newspaper and really get a feeling for where I'm at. So I got the Sun. They like me. I bought the Sun here, and I was just looking at the news. I got to show the people in America. Page 3. Look! This is big news! Okay, they don't like tits here. That's so great. We got to move on with the show. The show's going to be great. I'm your American host, but you know your British host. He's a big star here, a very funny man, a great guy. You're going to love him. He's going to start off the show. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and then apart and then together, because that'll make a clapping noise. for Mr. Ben Elton.
All right. Yes, indeed. Now, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, I love showbiz. You get a cheer before you've done anything. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much to Howie for introducing us to the United States of America and his highly selective view of our press, but there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very happy to get my chance to speak to people in America because I'd love to be able to go over there and do some gigs. Now, the reason for this is because we're no longer scared of America. It's got to be a safer place. In Europe, we used to think, oh, don't go to America. Oh, it's going to be really, really dangerous. But believe me, it's getting safer because they're beginning to ban smoking. Well, you never mind about getting caught up in a cocaine-crazed riot and shot. At least you don't die of second-hand lung cancer, eh? That's a lovely thought, isn't it? I mean, they are banning cigarettes in New York City. This isn't a country. They're doing it for safety reasons. This isn't a country where you can buy a handgun over the counter, you know? Watch out, he's got a cigarette. What's that bulge in your pocket, kid? It's a Magnum, it's a Magnum. Okay, I thought it was a packet of cigarettes, all right? Okay, kid, take one. Make my day. It's strange, you know. It's such a strange morality in America. So many good things and so many bad things. I suppose like any other country. But it seems to be a bit topsy-turvy. I mean, like the religious leaders seem to be the most worrying people. All those evangelicals doing all that, you know, etc., etc. I've just been told, I was reading in one of our papers, actually, about how they got new toys in America for kids. Religious toys. And what they do is they kneel and they pray and a little doll prays. You know, it's lovely. It's meant to inspire an evangelical zeal in the kid. Obviously, if the toy was really realistic, once the kid leaves the room, the toy would pick its pocket and shag and fuck the nearest teddy bear, you know what I mean? I mean, really, those evangelicals. Now then, we have our problems over here. Those evangelical preachers you've got, they really are the most, but it worries me because they do say that what America does 5 years later will happen in Britain. And I'm just waiting for the sight of the Archbishop of Canterbury getting caught with a prostitute in a motel. And trying to nuke shit out of the Russians, you know, that'd be really great. So, anyway, I mean, what are the things going on at the moment? I've been reading the papers trying to do my research for this show. I mean, apparently the big problem at the moment for the Democrats is they're trying to get their liberal angst together. They're trying to adjust to the idea of a black man in the White House. They're trying to adjust to that, you see. Now, the Republicans don't have that problem, you see, because they say there's no problem having black people in the White House. I mean, after all, who's going to polish all the silver and make the coffee, you know what I mean? That seems to be the rate. Oh, bit of politics, there you go. We don't know how it's going in America, but it seems to go down like a turd in the water strike. Here. So, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, we cannot claim, we cannot be proud. Howie showed you a bit of our disgusting British press, and we know that the biggest news in Britain is always the royals. Doesn't matter what happens, we've got 3 million unemployed, picture a lady died trying to get out of a car, so, we saw her knickers, you know, that's what we do. I mean, I tell you, it's 2 years since Chernobyl, 2 years since the big disaster of Chernobyl, when incidentally, it's 2 years anniversary, when Americans, our friends in America, told us that the Russians had given the world's greatest ever nuclear disaster. Which, coming from the people who dropped the atom bomb in Hiroshima, I think's a bit rich, don't you? Now then, don't you start. Don't you start. Listen, Churchill would have done the same thing if we could have afforded it, and don't you think he wouldn't? Only being a little bit cheeky with our new friends in the States. I mean, this thing about Chernobyl, you know. I mean, honestly, while we had Chernobyl going along, what was on the front page of all our papers? Fergie marrying Andy. And what were they worried about? Will she be a dignified addition to the British royal family? No. They wanted to know, has she got a fat ass or not? That was what the British press were interested in. All the time they're saying, has Fergie got a great big raddled old cat flap, and will they be able to crowbar it through the doors of the Abbey on the day? I mean, times have changed. I don't think Queen Victoria had to suffer speculation about the size of her arsehole, did they? I mean, the whole respect for the royals has broken down in this country. I mean, we were all out there on the day of the big